The favorite has to be top qualifier Bobby Sibla after his run last night in the heat race from the final starting spot into the lead and on to the victory. 1 to go, signal given. Next time the field will go to green. Green coming off of turn number 4 this time. Spillers and Atkinson bring them in, and we are underway for this 40-lapper in the Sullivan RV CRA late model Sportsman feature. Atkinson inching forward in the outside lane. Spillers stays right there, though. Close call between Sullivan and Lambert. They were bumper to bumper exiting 2. Spillers fights hard into 3. Can't quite clear the 7 of... Oh, Rick Sullivan clips the wall in turn 4, continues on. Doesn't look to be very bad damage. Damage minimal, if at all, and he continues on. Atkinson has dropped to second, maybe third. Two-time series champion Charlie Hanna on his inside lane going to turn 3. Spillers the leader as they come across the line at the completion of lap number 2. Hanna at the stripe was in the second spot. Got one in the wall hard. The 15 car of Trey Craig nose first into the wall on the front straightaway. Trey Craig in the 15 into the wall on the front stretch. Caution is out. Field picks up the pace entering turn 3. The green is back out. We're back underway. 2 laps in. 38 to go. Sibla to the outside of Hanna for the second spot. Bobby Sibla making quick work of the field again today. But again, Hanna fights back in the second groove, or on the inside lane, for the race lead with Casey Spillers. Sibla trying to pull back alongside Hanna for the second spot. Can't quite get in there. Hanna will close the door on him coming off of 2. Atkinson trying to hold off Sturkowitz for 4th. Couldn't quite do it. Sturkowitz up into the 4th spot. Back to 5th goes Atkinson. Hanna looking low on Spillers. That will open the outside lane for Sibla, but Hanna closes that on him. Sibla has to check up. Here comes Sturkowitz to the bottom. 5 laps in at the line this time. 35 to go. The racing up front is hot right now as Hanna pulls wheel to wheel. He's going to go forward, maybe take the lead, and does take it from Spillers. Sibla to the inside of Spillers for second. Charlie Hanna, 2-time series champion, in the lead. Into second, here comes Bobby Sibla. Sibla has him at the line. Spillers fighting a ill-handling car. Middle of the turns now has Sturkowitz, who's made some big moves early. Sturkowitz started back in about the 8th position. He's up now into the 3rd spot. Spillers back to 4th, and Atkinson runs 5th. Closing on some slower traffic, the 91 of Rich Segovich broke his car for the Sportsman division on Saturday's practice, jumped into one of his street stocks to run 4 Sportsman points, moves over, lets everyone go around the high side. Sibla losing a little bit of ground on the 68 of Hanna now. Sturkowitz right with him for second, back several car lengths to the 38 of Spillers and to the 7 of Atkinson. Chad Richardson to the inside of Mark Lambert. That would be for the number 6 spot. Side by side for 6th. Richardson low. Lambert high. And Sibla's off the pace. Knew something was going wrong with Sibla. Sibla in the 42 was a rocket last night in the heat. He was good in the feature early on today, and then all of a sudden started to slow. Caution out. Caution out for the 42 of Bobby Sibla. They come off of 4, a good restart for Charlie Hanna. Hanna will stay ahead, at least for the time being. They're back underway. Sturkowitz drives hard into turn 1. They're back side by side again. Sturkowitz off of turn number 2 will clear Hanna. He takes the lead. Sturkowitz out front. Hanna back to second. Battle for third between Spillers and Atkinson. And also top qualifier Bobby Sibla starts to make his move forward again on the inside lane from the back of the pack. Atkinson low now on Spillers. Spillers led the first few laps and started to have some handling issues. Fell back into the third position, even into the fourth spot, but now he's running third, trying to defend that position away from the 7 of Atkinson. Richardson running fifth. Here's Sibla. Boy, Rick Sullivan saves a sideways car down in turn number 2. Sullivan able to keep it in the right direction. Sibla back up to 6th. Sibla closing on Richardson for the number 5 position. Plenty of time to go, just 13 in the books. Sibla to the inside of Richardson for 5th. Side by side for the number 5 spot. Bobby Sibla just able to clear now the 46 of Richardson. 15 laps in, 35 to go this time for Keith Sturkowitz. Great 2011 season for Sturkowitz so far. Jason Atkinson for the 3rd spot. Racing with Spiller. Sullivan on the backstretch sideways. He's able to save it again. That car is out of control. Sullivan sideways, coming off of 4, will head towards the pits. So Rick Sullivan takes it pit side. He was definitely having some big time handling issues. Bobby Sibla running in the 5th spot, trying to track down 3rd and 4th. He's right up against the wall. 3rd and 4th, racing with one another. Atkinson and Spillers. Spillers holding off Atkinson so far. Jason a little better on the bottom through the middle of the turns, but then the momentum in the outside groove for Spillers pulls him back ahead. Closing on the halfway mark of this Sullivan RV late model Sportsman CRA 40 lapper. Sibla's car has slowed a little bit. He's backing up to the 46 of Richardson again. Seems like after a few green flag laps, that thing really, and Robinson slaps the wall a little bit in 3 and 4, and Sibla's off the pace. Sibla in the 42 drops off the pace. We are halfway in, 20 laps in, 20 laps to go. Keith Sturkowitz, your leader in the number 17. Rick Sullivan pulls back onto the raceway. Segovich goes around him. Your leader, Sturkowitz. Huge lead built up over the 68 of Hannah. Both series champions in the past. The last 2 years, it's been Hannah in the 68. A few years ago, it was the 17 of Sturkowitz. He was the first ever late model Sportsman of CRA champion. .24 laps complete. It'll be 25 in this time. 15 laps to go for the 17 of Keith Sturkowitz. Atkinson starting to run down the 68 of Hannah now for that 2nd spot. 14 laps to go. 14 to go. Jason Atkinson closing on the 68 of Hannah. He's within a couple of car lengths. Hannah's going to be in a fight for that 2nd spot in moments. Jason Atkinson on the bottom sideways. Tries to catch up to the 68 of Hannah. Had actually closed in pretty well before getting a little too sideways down in 1 and 2 last time by. And we are 11 laps from the finish. .30 in, 10 to go this time. Robinson off the pace again in the 5. Robinson goes to the inside lane, rolls around the track slowly. Chad Richardson to the inside of Spillers off of 4. That is for the 4 spot. Spillers goes down the banking and close the door on him on the front stretch. Nine laps to go. The battle is for 4th. On the front stretch, heading into turn 1, Spillers has it. Richardson wants it. Richardson's car a little more stable in the middle of 1 and 2. Closes again to the rear bumper. Looks inside, coming off of 4. Richardson, though, gets sideways, trying to use that bottom lane. We're 8 laps away from the finish. Richardson on the inside of Spillers and still can't pull alongside. Richardson looking low on Spillers, still can't pull alongside. 5 laps to go. Entering turn 4 and exiting onto the front stretch is Keith Sturkowitz, the leader. Sturkowitz over the 68 of Hannah. Right in front of the leaders coming up. Boy, Richardson dropping a valve and blowing up down into the turn. Rick Sullivan exploding an engine. The only good news is it's coming out the exhaust and not out the bottom. It's probably going to be okay track-wise.
Side by side.
Hannah and Atkinson on the inside lane. It's the 17 of Sturkowitz and the 38 of Spillers on the outside groove in the first 2 rows. Green flag waving in turn number 4. They're back underway, and Sturkowitz goes into the lead. Spillers tries to come along with them. Spillers to the outside of Hannah. No can do. He holds off the 38 of Spillers. The 7 car of Atkinson in the bottom lane trying to take 3rd away. He's been down there a couple of times looking for that spot earlier in this race. Lambert now has moved into the top 5. He fights with a 46 of Richardson. Tries to pick up a spot. Mark Lambert looking for a top 5. Seven of Atkinson on the inside of Spillers for 3rd. Final circuit coming up, white flag. 5-time winner this year, trying to make it 6th this season. Keith Sturkowitz, Charlie Hannah, Casey Spillers, the 7 car of Atkinson and the 18 of Lambert. Off of turn number 4. The driver from Cedar Lake, Indiana. Car number 17, Keith Sturkowitz wins. 2nd, Charlie Hannah. 3rd, Casey Spillers. 4th, Jason Atkinson. And 5th, the 18 of Mark Lambert.